Hello. Recording today's videos from my favorite location, aka my bed. And I think it's a bit of a silly topic, but I thought I would talk about, in the spirit of No Nut November, beating your meat. I don't mean like a guide or any weird shit like that. I just mean like the concept of it, uh, why I had stopped doing it. I mean, I kind of relapsed low key, but well, I'm going back to, not beating my meat. But first, I'd like to discuss why you'd probably beat your meat in the first place. And that's a good question, to be honest. I feel like it starts off at a young age, when you just like introduced to it. Either you're introduced to it, at a young age, or and you kind of get into it most likely because you were like either not getting, hella girls, you were a virgin, whatever, you're hella awkward, and that's what you're into. Or you start just hearing about a bunch of fetishes and shit. You look that up for yourself. And I don't know. You just build an interest. I'm not really sure. There's probably many reasons why you started beating your meat, but it's very likely it started at a young age. So, the one is that you gotta bust a nut without anyone's help, pretty much. You gotta do that on your own. And that's pretty good, right? Like, it's not something that is subject to someone else's will. It's something that you can decide on your own whenever you want. Second, according to fucking health and scientists or some shit, it's supposed to help with with your heart rate and like your stress or some shit. Maybe not the stress, but the heart rate is supposed to help with your heart rate. That I'm not really sure to what extent it's true, but it might have some truth. I think it's just the ejaculation part. So yeah, there's that. Secondly, you gotta look at like naked, girls or guys or whatever you're into, right? You get to kind of indulge in that. And then you really get to explore your, sexuality and shit. So that's pretty cool. It's a very, it's like a learning experience, but it's also like a immediate ticket to, what is it? I don't want to say self gratification. I guess, yeah, that's what you call it, self gratification. Just whenever you want. And then for some people, it helps calm them down and shit. It's kind of like smoking a cigarette. Just calms the nerves, puts them less on edge, less at ease, or whatever. And some people just do it, I don't want to say to improve their sex lifestyle, but to help with it. Because, and what I mean by that is that if you bust a lot of nuts, then you become less sensitive, so you last longer in bed. Or you can just bust a nut, and then if you have sex, like the day after, or like later in that day, then you'll last longer because you had busted a nut earlier in the day. So, something along those lines. And, I guess there's plenty of good reasons to beat your meat. But there are plenty of reasons to not beat your meat. So let's see. As time goes on and you keep beating your meat, it becomes more of a an obligation rather than an actual, like benefit or like, or it's good for you and shit. And it becomes kind of like an anchor, it weighs you down. And what I mean by that is that I think so based on what I've seen from like, videos, because I've been watching videos on the subject and shit, and I've been thinking as to why or not I should not be my meat. And then one reason is that beating your meat lowers your testosterone, production. And for, men, testosterone is good for you. That's the thing that kind of gives you aggression, gives you confidence, and, that's what kind of makes you stronger. That's the shit that makes you go chase shit, or makes you go on your shit. So that's one thing right there, testosterone. If you want to be more manly, you gotta stop beating your meat. You need more testosterone, right? I'm also displaying my ignorance of testosterone. So if anyone watches this is like, man, what the fuck? That's a part of it, but you fucking stupid. Then yeah, I'm stupid. I for sure have no research testosterone. Secondly, for me, it's kind of hard to say whether I experienced this or not. But My friend was telling me that they stopped beating their meat and well, I guess he right. He stopped masturbating and they just had more time and more energy. So if you really want to focus on stuff, it might be counterintuitive because you're like, well, I can't, I'm distracted because I'm hella horny or whatever, because you got like the horny on your mind, right? The demons and shit. You got that on your mind, so you think I gotta go roll one out. But if you can get to a stage where you just resist the urge, then you have plenty of time. Then you have much more time and energy on your hands. Not only that, it's just like you eventually get to a stage where you just feel that urge, but you just be like, no, I don't want to. So that's good right there. That's another thing right there. But also with that time and energy they're using not beating your meat, you could actually go use to interact with real life females. What if I can surprise? And in doing so repeatedly, you'll eventually build more confidence because you're not. Which is the last reason. One, the last reason I can think of right now, at least, where you shouldn't beat your meat is that you're no longer cucking yourself when you beat your meat. Because if you really think about it, this is kind of the thing that you go like, like fuck, I don't like that. Is that if you're beating your meat, you're low key getting off to other people getting off. And what is cucking? It's not the exact same thing, right? But it's the idea of you know watching your significant other get have sex with someone else and you getting off to it. That's cucking. But like, even though this person is your significant other, you're still getting off to other people having sex. So you're low key cucking yourself in a way. Because I guess the alternative to that would be you just having sex with the girl in the video or having sex with another girl, but or another person, whatever, right? If you're not into girls. But yeah, like there you go. That's another reason right there. And then my experience in doing it, it's like it was. I would say at first it's kind of hard to just not do it. That's obvious though, because if you're doing something for a long time, habitual, and if it's to the point where it's like where you feel like it's an addiction, or if it might feel like an addiction, then you start thinking like, damn, I really need to roll one out or some shit, like that urge starts getting real strong. And then especially like if you don't have the means of taking care of that urge, then that shit will fuck you up, right? Like it's gonna be on your mind all fucking day. So that I would just say you gotta find an alternative for it. You gotta like take a walk or some shit, do some exercise, or go get laid if you have the capacity to do so. I don't right now, but yeah. But when it comes to that, just finding an alternative. But eventually over time, it's kind of weird to say, but I don't know, it's because of the discipline it took to keep myself from doing it or whatever. But I just got calmer, to be honest. Like, that urge just isn't, it's like, it's still there, but I'm just like, whatever. And then, sometimes like, sometimes I'll just like be like, fuck, I ain't gonna bust it up, but I wanna watch some porn and shit. So I guess that's like a porn and like fucking love addiction right there and shit. And that shit might sound weird, but I feel like it's really common for a lot of guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm just like, fuck, I'm not gonna be late, and I don't. And yeah, like I don't know, you just get calmer. And if I feel more confident, I guess to an extent I do. I don't necessarily look down on myself for in terms of like being attractive. I mean, I for sure like look at myself and be like, damn, I could fix myself up a little bit in those areas. And like right now, I'm I have a couple things coming on my face on, but I mean that's all good. But yeah, I mean, right now, like if anything, if I'm awkward and shit, it's just because I haven't really been interacting with people, or if I'm not feeling confident in social interactions, and with women, it would just be because I've been cooped up, for a long time, in my fucking room for a long time, and yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, you just feel more confident. You feel calmer. Like things don't bother you as much. That's the thing for me. Like a lot of things that would bother me don't really bother me as much, or like at least I can put up with it. I feel like I don't know. and it's just manlier. I don't know. I don't know, like for the guys who that matters to. It's not very. It's not like a manly thing to beat your meat. You know. It's like, well, because firstly you should be having sex with a woman instead, right? That's the. But secondly, you're cucking yourself. You're literally cucking yourself. If you're cool with that, then that's fine. But or if you're just like, I'll put up with that fact, you know, then it's whatever's. But for me, it's just like I don't know. Like I don't want to do things that either like bring me shame or don't really benefit me greatly. Like for me, the only thing that would really do for me is like it's that dopamine, right? It gives you like a small dopamine fucking rush or output. I guess that's the only thing it really do for me, but nah, I don't know. But yeah, so far, today I'm recording, it's November 8th. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I did beat my meat on the 1st, but I'm gonna give myself that pass. And I'm gonna go back to No Nut November. And then just try to continue indefinitely. Because before that, let me see. Okay, so before that, I hadn't masturbated for, I wanna say, okay, so I think it was from like October 17th. That was when I started beating my meat again. I had done that for like, what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, about. So before that, I wanna say it was like 2 months. I hadn't beat my meat for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And yeah, I'm gonna just get right back on that shit. I'm not gonna masturbate anymore. Trying to cut porn out of my life completely. And then yeah, just get back to improving my game through just experience, you know? Not trying to imitation in porn. Because porn really does fuck up your vision of like how sex should be like. And like your perception of it. And yeah. I mean, I guess one thing that is you consider as bad about it is that you become more sensitive when you're having sex. But you could also just consider it like it requires you to be more. It just changes how you approach sex, I guess. Like you just have sex differently. It's not that you last longer. I mean, that is like gonna be a fact for sure. That's gonna happen if you're not ejaculating as much, you know. But you just change how you stroke, I guess. All right, enough about me talking. No more meat marinating melodies. All right, see y'all. Stay strong, fellas. Stay strong.